The hotel gave us these really nifty pajamas, and we never wear pajamas whenever we go on vacation because usually we're too exhausted by the time we come back. But I think we should wear the pajamas tonight, and we'll vlog in pajamas because we never do that.
Yes, and they're very traditional looking pajamas, so...
Shall we?
Nice. Yeah, they kind of look like kimonos. Yeah. All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Should we get changed?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
No, not those.
Wait a minute, this isn't right. We have to do this again. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. You messed it up again. There you go, that's the right one.
Good. Can we vlog now?
Yes. Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa.
Welcome to the vlog.
Wasn't that from Star Wars?
Star Wars? I've never seen Star
Konnichiwa?
Wars.
No.
No.
Oh. I've been going around going like this all week. So, this is our first time actually vlogging on this trip, like, together. And it's Saturday. We left almost a week ago. So,
Yes.
it's going to be a little all over the place because it's also late at night and we need to go to bed at some point in time. Just the facts. So, what should we talk about first?
Where do we start? I guess we should just go chronologically, right?
Sure. We dropped Fight Off at Happy Paws.
We did. He was super
happy.
excited, yeah.
Then we went to JFK.
Mm-hmm.
And that was unremarkable.
It was. Yeah. We
and-
went to... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Then we went to the TWA hotel.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, I was gonna go to the Hilton first, but anyway. Yeah, we got on the free candy van Hilton bus from the airport. Remember, it had the ghetto sign and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have something stuck in my throat, it seems. And then then we went to the TWA hotel and had drinks in the Connie, which was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And for our viewers that are not aviators or aviation
Inclined.
yes, knowledge about them. What is a connie besides
It's a
Chun?
lot. It's that's racist.
No, it's not. That's her name.
A Connie. Back in the 40s, I think. Had been the 40s, late 40s, I think. Lockheed Martin created an airplane called the Lockheed Constellation, which people have shortened to the Connie, and a fairly iconic airplane. It basically looks like a pencil going through the air, but it's got like 3 little fins on the back of it. It was a pretty popular aircraft for its time, and still pretty sought after. There's not very many of them that still fly anymore. I think there's only like 2 of them that are still airworthy or something like that. So worldwide. But anyway, so yes,
The more you know. It's a call out to Sabina too, because she didn't know what it was.
She didn't spend enough time watching
Not the Connie,
after school
but-
specials on NBC, did she? So we had drinks in the Connie, and that was good.
Yep.
A little toasty in there
It
though.
was hot. Yeah, it's very warm in there.
But we got free cups that said TWA Hotel on them, which I think were originally supposed to be like $4 or something like that. So
Yeah.
yay, freeness.
Although I don't know that that's real. I wonder if you did pay that they would have given you a glass.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
$4 for a glass, that seems like a pretty good deal for New York.
$4
Especially for
for
that place.
plastic seems really expensive.
It's the TWA Hotel and it's
I
New
know.
York.
Yeah, they do nickel and dime you there.
Yeah. So yeah, we walked around there, got some good pictures, some funny pictures. It's a cute place. It's way overpriced for what it is, from what we can tell. But it was good to have a drink there and go home.
Yep.
Next morning we got up and went to the airport
Mm-hmm.
and went to the Lufthansa lounge.
Before that, though, we went to the check-in and waited there for the check-in to open up for Japan
Oh, yes.
Airlines. Really, I just wanted to mention that they had all the check-in agents line up then.
Oh yeah.
And after they were done doing their logging into their computers and whatnot, they had them all bow to everybody that was waiting.
Yep, that was actually really cool. Yeah, they all came out front from in front of their terminals and did a little like, thank you for flying Japan Airlines, and then they all bowed, and yeah, it was just a little 30-second ceremony.
Yeah.
Then went to the Lufthansa Lounge.
Yep.
You had, I think, 2 breakfasts.
Kind of, yeah. I was hungry. I was. Because we opted not to eat breakfast at the hotel because we used our credits, our hotel credits for dinner at the night before.
Yes.
So then the plan was just to not eat breakfast at the hotel and instead go to the lounge and have breakfast there.
At that trough.
What?
At that trough.
Yes. But we could not go to the lounge until we had our boarding passes, and we couldn't get our boarding passes until 3 hours before the flight.
And this
so it was
begins the saga of him starving me on this trip.
Not true.
And yeah, then we got on the plane, and there was one open seat in first, which I don't know where that ended up going to, but that doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah.
The flight attendants were really, really awesome, very nice. Peter came over and had lunch in my suite, which was nice, but not quite as good as Cathay. They do it. I think Cathay does a better job with like the setup of everything. There was more space and things.
Yeah, and it was uncomfortable sitting there because I was basically had your TV as the seat back.
That's the way it was when I was on Cathay.
Well, you were being summoned to my suite, okay? I was the One World Emerald, and you're just the lowly person that's...
I was silver on Delta.
That's not worth bragging about.
Thank you. So, yeah. But the flight was very bumpy. Probably one of the most bumpy flights that I have been on internationally, probably. Which made sleeping in my lay flat bed really difficult.
Woe is you.
Woe is me. Yeah, I feel bad for the saps in the back.
We have to give our overall impressions and stuff, too.
And how would you rate this?
Exactly, yes. It was epic. Epic. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was amazing, though. I thought it was really good.
It was good
It was
service.
a great service.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the flight, they went to everybody, all the flight attendants and the purser. I should say the first class flight attendants and the purser.
Yeah.
And bowed to them, thanked them for flying, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, when we were boarding, the captain for the flight, as he was heading up to go scan his ID in order to get on the plane and continue, turned around and actually bowed to everyone that was in the waiting area as well, which was a nice little touch. And also the baggage handler guy, like as soon as they stopped the airplane, bowed to the plane. As
I didn't
well.
See that.
Yeah, he was
Tokyo?
he was on the right side. Yeah, he bowed to the plane before they started like actually hooking things up. So, yeah.
Konbanwa. That means good evening in Japanese. We can turn this into a Japanese lesson too.
Oh boy.
I think I've said a lot of like stuff in Japanese to people on this trip.
You have. I have been really impressed by how much Japanese you remember. Cheeseburger. Coca-Cola.
No, cheeseburger.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. No, yesterday on the bus.
Coin Raka.
Yesterday on the bus, I asked the guy if he would accept Visa or not. And then he asked me, he said yes. And then he asked me, is it just one person? How many people, he said. And then he said, is it one? And I said yes. I understood all that. And I'm surprised.
I'm surprised too. It's been, 20 years since you took a class in that? Alright, so, moving on.
Moving on. All right. But I will say, to my credit, I have not gotten us lost at all once, taken the wrong train, or anything like that.
Now let's give credit where credit is due. Thank you, Google Maps.
That is not true. I mean, Google Maps can only help you so much. No.
But yeah, really nice hotel, really nice accommodations and everything else like that. Breakfast has been really good. Peter's had French toast.
Almost every single day.
We've been here, 5 days? You've had, I think, 7 French toast now.
It is good, yes, I will say. I was slightly disappointed that there is no executive lounge, no lounge here. But it's fine.
Speaking of sake, yesterday I was walking around trying to help Princess here find something to eat because he was coming off the mountain. We'll get to the rest of it.
This is very out of order.
It doesn't matter that it's out of order because you brought up sake, and now we're going to talk about sake because I'm going to have a sip here in a moment. But he has been keeping me on such a tight leash, and so it's true. But I was walking around trying to help him because I care about him, and so I was trying to help him find something he wanted to have for dinner because I had lunch, and I wasn't all that hungry at that point in time. But anyway, this guy comes up and is offering me free sake samples. Of course,
How
I'm going to
convenient.
take a free sake sample.
Exactly.
And this is one of the 2 sake samples he gave to me. So
Little did he know, like, he struck a gold mine with this one.
I even told the sales guy, I'm like, if I buy this, I'm going to be in trouble. It wasn't expensive either. But then I texted him, I'm like, I'm going to buy some sake. And all I got was the eye roll emoji. So I'm like, all right, well, he didn't tell me no. So I'm like, I guess I'm allowed to buy it then. So I bought a bottle of sake. It was $12.
So we showed up to the roller coaster after riding the train and walking to the train station, doing some more walking, and it was hot that day. It was like almost 90 degrees in Tokyo. We showed up to the roller coaster and it's like closed or temporarily down for maintenance. I have no idea what, but the website showed it was open. It was not open. So we moved on from there, went to Shibuya, and did some walking around there. Went to some different stores. Went to the Mega Donkey, a kind of thrift discount store that has like all this sorts of garbage and
interesting merchandise.
Everything you can, just bizarre things with no rhyme or reason to them.
Yeah.
Also went to IKEA.
You're welcome, Sabina.
It was a 7-floor IKEA, but the floors are very small.
Yep, pretty much.
After that, we walked to the train station, went to Haneda Airport.
Oh wait, we went to the Starbucks and we watched the people cross the street too.
We did, yeah, Shibuya Crossing.
Yeah, that was fun.
Shibuya Scramble, yeah. Then after all that, we took the train to Haneda Airport and had lunch there. Went to the observation deck, watched airplanes for a little bit.
McDonald's, by the way.
Of course, shocker. And then we made our way to the Japan Airlines hangar for our tour of the hangar.
Yeah, that was actually really pretty amazing. Like, it was obviously very supervised, but it was also very unsupervised by the time we got out to the maintenance hangar. There were some things where they were very tight about, like, you couldn't take pictures in certain areas. Not of the hangar, but of the, like, exhibit hall thing that they had before that. Here you're literally walking around. Like, if you wanted to pick up a part and put it in your pocket, if you're fast enough, you could probably do it.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea because they're pretty heavy and dirty, but yeah, I mean, we got really close to planes and got to see things.
Mm-hmm.
You could run out to the runway if you were fast enough. I mean,
you could.
You really could run out to the runway if you're fast enough. So it was actually a really interesting thing. They didn't speak English. The tour guide did say a few things to us in English and tried to have some conversation with us. But
she tried her best. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it was
part of the group.
Everybody else there was from Japan, so
yeah. We were the only non-Japanese.
Yes.
All right. Should we wrap up this segment?
I'm already kind of wrapped up. I hope.
All right. Chizu.
Why do we do that?
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Is that Japanese?
They're both Japanese.
I thought
Chizu is cheese.
Oh.
Like you're taking a
Do
picture.
you hear that, Fido?
Chizu.
Chizu.
Yeah. And sayonara, really?
I thought that was a Mexican thing.
What? What are they teaching you in Ohio?
Clearly not in Japanese.
Clearly, yeah. Not very cultured in there and in that town.
All right, are we done now?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
All right. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
And I, by the way, did not drink any of this. Okay?
One.
Konnichiwa. No, it has nothing to do with Star Wars. You don't even like Star
I thought
Wars.
Konnichiwa was all about Star Wars.
No, it's not.
Isn't that what they say in Star Wars? Like,
I don't
isn't
know
that
what
their
they say
greeting?
in Star Wars. What do they say?
I don't know. I've never watched it.
I haven't either. I'm pretty sure it's not
The most
Japanese.
that I have watched on Star Wars has been at Disney World. On Star Tours.
Okay.
Anyway.
So we took the Shonan monorail out of Tokyo.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. It's a suspended monorail, which is kind of interesting. It feels kind of like a little bit of a roller coaster. It swings you back and forth a little bit too.
I want to put my hands up a few times.
But that was a fun little ride too. That was part of our motivation for going out to Enoshima. And anyway, it takes you, when you ride to the monorail to the end of the line, it kind of dumps you out near the sea and an island called Enoshima. And on that island is a few different attractions that you can go see. There's like some caves that we did. There's an observatory that we did. Some nice gardens as well. In the winter, they put on a really nice Christmas display.
But we're not here in the winter.
No, we're not. But from the videos I've seen, the winter display is really nice and a lot of different Christmas lights.
But the gardens were really pretty. There were a lot of flowers, and I mean a lot of flowers. It was a really nice garden. The whole island is actually really nice. I mean the caves were cool because they had the whole, what was the name of the sea, not sea urchin, but you know, I'm gonna insert the video right here of Peter clapping.
The cave
I don't
was
know
really
why
nice.
it was in the cave, but it was in the cave.
Yeah, except the fact that we had to take like a bunch of steps coming out of it again. There was like a good deal of hiking on this island.
Every time I go to Japan, I walk like 20,000 steps a day.
Japan is a volcanic island, so yeah, there's a lot of hills.
Mm-hmm. Even in a neighborhood, there are sometimes a lot of hills.
There are.
And you're like, you're like looking on Google Maps, you're like, there's no way in hell it's going to take 15 minutes to go from here to here. And then you get there and you're like, oh, I get this now. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to go this way.
So back at Enoshima, so we did the caves first after a bit of hiking.
Yep.
And then
they gave us a candle though to hold. Like this whole it was kind of spooky.
And they did, yeah, because the cave was a little dark and there were some very narrow crevices that we had to crawl through. Not really crawl, but kind of duck.
Like imagine that you put like a birthday candle like in this thing. Like that's how fast it went, because it was like maybe 7 or 8 minutes is all we were in there, and by the time we were out, the candle was pretty much gone by that point in time.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that was fun. Going spelunking in the tunnel. Wasn't really spelunking, but just work with us here, okay?
Yeah. And then we went back up all the stairs to the island again. So then we went to the sea candle and the gardens. The gardens were nice.
Yep.
The observatory deck was nice as well. Yep.
We took the elevator up there, just for clarity. Mm-hmm. And the elevator down.
Yep. So
Actually,
next day.
But anyway.
Next day. Right.
What did we do the next day?
That's when we went our separate ways, so that's...
Oh yeah, that was a good day.
Yes, it was.
What do you mean? It's our first separate vacations.
Yeah.
It was like a vacation within
my
a
day.
vacation.
Yes. So, here's the thing. So I wanted to do the Kurobe Alpine route. Or really, the Tateyama, I think Alpine route is what it's called. Where you go up...
The scary alpine route. That we can just call it the
you
scary
go up some cable cars, some windy roads, and go really high up into the mountains that they call like the Japanese Alps. Well, Princess over here didn't want to do that because they're afraid of heights. So I had to build a completely different itinerary for Princess over here to go do his own thing. Okay.
I had a really
So-
good time, and in fact, did you or did you not say, I'm kind of jealous of your itinerary now because it looks like a lot of fun?
I did, yeah.
Exactly.
But especially, I mean,
Instead,
my
you went to
itinerary
Green
was
Island.
very scenic. Well, let's get into yours first and what you did, and then we'll get into me.
All right. Well, if we want to know what I did, because I vlogged with this camera, and therefore there's interesting things to talk about, we'll talk about that here.
Okay.
We are on our own in Kanazawa, which I'm sure is not the correct pronunciation of it. And right now, Peter is probably like gritting his teeth and saying, "Oh my God, how did he mess that up again?" But anyway, we are at the Kenrokuin, yes, I think that's how it said, garden. I was using the guide to try to make sure that I pronounced it correctly. And Peter is off on his own adventure right now, doing the Alpine route thing. So we are trying something different and going to different places. So let's see how that goes. I look a little washed out in the sun. It keeps going between being very comfy and being kind of toasty outside. But I'm gonna walk around the gardens here for a few minutes. More than a few minutes. It's a pretty big garden. And then I'm going to go over to the castle, which is across the road. Reading quickly about the garden, it appears as though in the late 1700s it burned down, along with, I believe it was a guest house that was here. Don't quote me on that. But it's across from a castle. So should be a fun time. I'm about an hour away from Peter right now, and then going to meet up with him later today. So let's go check out the gardens. Vlog part 2. Now we're over at the castle, which is a really huge green space. We're gonna go check out the castle, grab some lunch maybe, and then continue on our journey. Well, I just left the castle. I was able to find the entrance. It was on the back side of it, which is why I couldn't find it originally. But you got to go in, and I missed the sign that said shoes here. Oops. But I only took like 2 steps, and then I was like, oh, okay, now I understand what they're trying to do. That was interesting. I've never been in a museum before that I had to take off my shoes. There was not a lot inside of it. It was, I mean, very clean and pretty in there, but in terms of there being like interesting things to see, it was mostly about the construction of the structure and how they built things, and in some cases why they built them that way. I'm going to go down to the Samurai District from here, so I'm going to walk there. I still have not had lunch yet, and it is a little after 1, so I'm getting a little bit worried that I'm not going to find anything, but there wasn't really anything here at the castle, and everything that was along the way was cash only, which I really didn't want to do because I don't have very much cash on me, and it's also very expensive. So we're gonna see if we can find something along the way. Here we go. All right, we have visited the Samurai neighborhood. We went to the castle, we went to the gardens, all that in not that order, actually the exact opposite order of that. And now that we're leaving the Samurai neighborhood, we are walking to the train station. We're walking to the train. Continuing our walk to the first laundromat. So some interesting things though about Japan are, at least in my mind, like stores like this that just exist in like very urban areas. This looks kind of like a hardware store because they've got watering cans there and like some other like bins and things like that to store plants in and things. But also like
all these vending machines. Oh wow, they have a vending machine for tobacco. That's crazy. I haven't seen that in the United States in like 20 years. I got so excited by the grass over here at this, I don't know, nice looking apartment complex where they park their cars that I totally missed the fact that I could have, one, walked straight through here and then gone right there to the laundry. And here we go, laundromat number 2. This is called Coin Laundry. I don't know that it's called anything else. I thought this Toshiba sign was also very cool and very retro. I found a few of these along the way, and I took some pictures of various things, Fujifilm, Coca-Cola, and Toshiba. So thought that was very cool. Peter just texted me. I think that he has planned out his bus route to get back. So I guess that means I should probably find my way in the Shinkansen and figure out what I need to do to get to Nagoya, which I think is where I'm picking him up at. At least that's where I'm going. I don't know if that's where he's gonna be. They have so many cars that look like punch Fiats here. It drives me nuts. Hi. Okay, I guess that I scared the girl. Anyway. So I think I said in my last video that this was gonna be the last video, but now it's legit probably gonna be the last video. What I would point out though is I'm back at the JR station, which is really cool. And perhaps the coolest part is this thing right here. It is a clock that is run by water fountains. Those are individual water fountains that are turning on. And yeah, see, now it's saying something that I can't read, both because it's backwards and it's also in Japanese. So to me, it's basically the same. But on the back side of this, they also have just the clock that runs continuously. So I took a couple pictures of it, which is going to turn out really cool. This side, it obviously changes into different things that it says. So very neat little thing. Had a really good day today. I think it was an interesting time away from Peter. I don't know that I want to do it again in Japan. This one was pretty easy because it was on the last stop of the Shinkansen, so I just rode it until it stopped. And then he gave me really easy instructions, and there was a bus that I could ride if I wanted to. But it also wasn't that far for me to walk, and I did a lot of walking today, mostly because I wanted to go see those laundromats. But it really is not a difficult city to walk around. In fact, I feel like, besides the fact I feel like there's something in my eye, I feel like I kind of wasted my 6 yen that I spent on the bus because I only took it one way. But on the other hand, like if it would have rained or if I'd have been tired or anything else like that, it would have been just not fun. Had a really awesome lunch though. I don't think that I talked about that before. Sabina would be really proud of it because it was really tasty and very much in her vein, if you will. So I'll put a picture of that here. Excellent. It was really good. I don't know, I think it was like a crepe, but I've never had anything like that before. So yeah, I have learned the ways to be able to order things in Japan has been that even if they have the English things there, if there's not something where I can like point to it on a menu that we can both see at the same time, I just take a picture of it with my phone and then show them what I want on my phone, and it works every time. Same thing with getting reserved seats yesterday in the Shinkansen. It was one of those situations where we needed to explain some things, and it was a lot easier to use Google Translate. So I just typed it all out in English and then flipped it over to her and showed what I wanted. And you know, she just nodded her head and said yes, and she knew exactly what she wanted, and I got exactly what I asked for. So, you know, I would say that I don't know that I would want to travel internationally like this like 20 years ago before Google Maps existed, and before some of these other tools that are available today, but still very cool. On that note, I am going to head inside the train station, get myself something to drink, non-alcoholic unfortunately, and then I'm going to head myself to Nagano to go pick up Peter. He has been texting me that I guess that he was one of many tourists, and we'll just say that it was a lot like Green Island. And if you don't understand that reference, go watch the Australia 2016 video, I want to say, something like that. Because that was where I believe we went to Green Island in 2016, and I'm not going to say what that means here because I'm obviously in mixed company. But let's just say I hope he does not come back with COVID-19, because if he does, he's never going to live it down, because he said I was patient zero last year when we were in France or the UK, wherever it was that I got it, but the definitive place that I had it was definitely in France. Anyway, time to go, and thanks for coming along with me on my little excursion. I hope you had a wonderful time and return home safely. Alright, so what did you do on your time on Green Mountain?
Alright, so we took
A
the
little inside
Shinkansen.
joke there.
We took the Shinkansen pretty far away from Tokyo, like about 2.5 hours basically. And then I took another train ride, another hour, to get to the Alpine route. So it was a lot
slow
of
train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the rural countryside, which was really beautiful. Got to see a lot of rice fields and just rural Japan countryside. Then I got to the base of the Alpine route and started my way through the mountains. There's a lot of different forms of transportation that you take: cable cars, ropeways, electric buses, regular bus that goes through a windy mountain road. It's a bunch of different connecting points. And really the main attraction is the snow walls that they have there at the peak. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed when I got to the snow walls because they were much smaller than what I had seen in pictures.
Can we just fast forward to what all of our viewing public wants to know?
What?
Did you write your name on the snow?
I did, yes.
Ew!
Not like that. It's Japan. There are bathrooms everywhere.
Especially in their snow.
And I wouldn't do that in the public. So anyway, after I completed the Alpine route and went through all the different modes of transportation, there was an express bus that I had to take back to Nagano, which is where our rendezvous point was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned in our vlog, which you've already watched.
Alright, I am here vlogging at the base of the Tateyama Kurobe Alpine Route, whatever it's called. Just got here, I'm at the base, saw this bridge on the train in, you can see the tracks behind me here, and thought it looked really scenic, and I've got about 25 minutes before my cable car ride reservation up the mountain. So I thought I'd take a quick little trip out here because it looks so nice. But yeah, pretty nice so far. And then let me pan around a bit. Behind me here somewhere over here is the actual cable car. Maybe I'll get a picture of that or a video. I don't know, we'll see. Bye.
Please hold onto a handrail or hanging strap when standing. If you take a look to your left, you'll see a field of long and narrow stone logs. We call these Daimoku Ishi, or timber rocks, and they are said to have been created many years ago when Mount Tateyama erupted, and Mokumoku.
ピンクの紫足用ツツジがあります。For example, in spring, willow leaf magnolias with white flowers and azaleas with pink flowers are observed. Going through Yukino Otani, one of the highlights of Tateyama tourism. バスの長さが約 3.5 メートルですから、そのスケールの大きさに驚かされます。When compared to this bus at 3.5 meters high, you will be surprised at its scale.
아주 멀어서 여기까지는 올 수 있어요. 지금 11m네요.
ご乗車
I made it here to the snow wall, and I'm a little disappointed for two reasons. One, they don't look as big as they did in previous photos I've seen in videos. Maybe it's melted a lot, but otherwise it's pretty nice here. All right, I made my mark here, and it's not yellow.
We may have to stop suddenly for safety reasons. For your own safety, please hold on to handrail with standing. Thank you for traveling on the Tateyama Ropeway. 標高2316メートルの大観光駅から標高1820 Thank you for traveling on the Kurobe cable car. 途中、安全運行のため、やむを得ず運転手不在がありますので、設定図にしっかりとお話しください。We may have to stop suddenly for safety reasons. For your own safety, please hold on to a handrail. The electric bus is at Kurobe Station. A short walk away, the opposite side of the dam.
It's really nice here, so I'm in a dam right now. It's pretty scary if I look behind me. It goes a ways down. Yeah. But it's pretty nice all around here. There's the dam. Yep. So anyway, I had to take an express bus to Nagano Station, which was definitely not express. Yeah, it made a lot of stops, probably like about 6 or 7, where nobody got on or off. Everybody was going to Nagano. Why we even stopped there, I have no idea. But even before the bus, there was a bit of confusion for me at the station because I still had to purchase my ticket for it. And I went up to the ticket booth and the woman was like, cash only. And I did not have enough cash for this bus. And I was not anticipating that they would not take credit cards for this bus. But thankfully there was somebody else behind me in line that spoke English and said that I should be able to pay by tapping my credit card at the end of the ride. So what I did was I used Google Translate to ask a person at the bus station if I could do that. And he said, oh yeah, just, that's okay. So when I boarded the bus, they were checking tickets and I kind of had a little mini freak out again because I was like, I don't have any ticket. So I just showed him, I asked him if Visa's okay, and he said, yeah. So he brought a tablet over and I was able to pay, and everything was good in the end, and I was able to make it to Nagano.
God, I hope he didn't give me COVID.
Hi. I'm back.
So my plan to leave him behind in Nagano was unsuccessful. Wait, you're still here.
I am.
Oops.
Yes. You'd be so lost without me.
Probably.
You would be.
Probably.
Yeah. So the next day, we went to the Kurobe Gorge, which is a train that goes through a mountainous gorge.
A
in
little
Japan.
train at that. A little train.
Yeah. It was basically along the same Shinkansen route that we had gone on the day before.
Mm-hmm.
But this time we have to take a little bit more of a local Shinkansen and get off at a stop earlier.
And then take the local. Somebody here decided to put us on the open car, which from a video standpoint, as you'll see here, gives much better photography because there's no glass there interfering with it. However, what we did not realize is the altitude gain that we were going to have is part of this is, what do they say, cold. And so, yeah, you go through a bunch of tunnels and a bunch of tunnels and then some more tunnels.
Long tunnels.
And then some more tunnels that are even longer.
Yeah.
And it is freezing cold on this train. And we're wearing shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah.
We ran out of disk space last night. Okay. So, why don't you talk about the gorge? Because I can't say that word to save my life.
Gorge?
No, the Kudamachahanga gorge.
It's really not that difficult. Kurobe. Kurobe.
Kurobe.
Yes, there you go.
I'm still trying to say the word kohi. Coffee.
You would never make it learning Japanese, I think.
No.
Yeah.
I barely made it
No one
learning
knew.
French, and that's
Exactly.
a Latin language.
And didn't you drop that class?
No.
Oh, you didn't? You
No,
finished
I
the
took
French?
I took 2 years of French.
2 years? Okay.
Moving on.
And your French is as bad as it is?
In high school. It was like 25 years ago.
I thought you took it in college and then you
I
dropped
did not
out.
take it in college.
Oh,
No.
okay.
We do not have a foreign language requirement in college.
Hmm.
All right, continuing because otherwise we're going to run out of disk space on this disk, or this SD card, I should say, and then we're totally fucked because we don't have another one.
Watch your language.
Don't tell me to watch my language. I'll blurp it out.
Did you say blurp? Didn't we have that conversation on here too about blurp?
I think so. All right, so back to the Kandahanga Gorge.
Yes. So we went to this gorge that was on the same Shinkansen route, and it was about like a 2.5 hour Shinkansen ride. And then another train through some Japanese countryside that was really pretty. And then we actually got on the gorge train itself.
We decided to be cheap and sit in the open car for a couple of reasons. One, because it was cheaper. But two, we figured it'd make it easier to take pictures because there'd be no glass around you to inhibit that and have, nasty fingerprints and things like that.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
And it wasn't even like an expensive upgrade to the comfort cars.
And you're getting higher and higher. The tunnels get colder and colder. To the point, and some of them get longer and longer too. Like the last one was a long tunnel, and we were freezing our asses off by the time we got to the top of this thing.
And this coming from the person who complained about how hot it was in Japan before.
Yeah, I just can't get comfortable here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Goldilocks just can't get comfortable.
The cool thing, though, about going back to the temperature and getting to the top of this thing, though, was that there were some holes in the rocks for where we got off the train at. And, you would walk by this wall as we were going down to go see a scenic view. And you could feel, the cold air just blowing out, like you were standing in front of an air conditioner vent. And you could just put your hand up next to it. It's like, wow, there's cold air rushing out of this thing. It was really cool. I've never experienced anything like that. So.
I enjoyed the train though. It was very scenic. It was very nice. And
I'm not complaining.
Where it dropped us off at the end, it was a nice little area to walk around.
A
lot of it was blocked off, but it was a nice area. And it was a nice train ride altogether. I think it was a good excursion that I planned.
It was a good excursion. When I said that we didn't walk around, we did walk around at the gorge. We did not walk around at the little town at the beginning of the gorge train because we didn't really have time.
Yeah, but I did get some yakitori there. That was yummy.
It was kind of yucky, actually. There was some pink in it. His stomach is clearly better than mine because there's no way I could have done that. I probably would have been ill. And there's no, I mean, you're on this train to the gorge for like 90 minutes. There is no, I mean, it's like the width of the sofa and like 18 inches deep, maybe, if that. And there's no toilet on board this thing. Like,
yeah, I know. In hindsight,
you're totally screwed.
In hindsight, I probably should not have had that chicken because I just don't know what it would have done to my stomach and the fact that we were trapped on there for an hour and 20 minutes.
I mean, they did stop a couple times, like, for passing trains, and there were almost always toilets there, and I'm telling you, that, like, if I were in a situation like that, I would have gotten off the train.
I probably would have too, yeah.
I've been like, pick me up in an hour, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was fine. My stomach was fine. It was fine up until this one stop where this group of 3 people decided to sit across from us. And by across, I mean the other side of the aisle.
It's a 3-2 configuration.
Yeah.
We're on the 2 side.
Yeah. And one of the people that sat down across from Brent, directly across the aisle, was probably like one of the fattest Japanese people I've seen. Like a sumo wrestler in training or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. He was
Big
just
guy.
they were all like very loud.
They were drinking.
As you'd expect. They were drinking and they brought food. And the big guy, the fat Japanese guy, brought on some noodles. I don't know what kind of noodles they were, but that's irrelevant.
Delicious ones, it sounded like.
Yes. So, yeah, he's eating his noodles and making the most obnoxious slurping noise. Like, it was a loud slurping.
Well, here, why don't you do it and show our viewers like what it sounded like, because it's basically how he eats spaghetti.
It's not true. The only thing missing from that was him belching.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't,
I know.
because they were drinking beer too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So we were gonna go to the Italian place that we had looked at a few days before,
yeah.
and then they were totally busy, so we decided instead to go to a gourmet restaurant. What was it called?
I believe it was...
Start with an M?
Yeah, Macudonardo.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I don't know why you're rolling your eyes at me, okay? You're the problem with the food on this trip.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the one that had the yakitori, you had nothing. I was the one that was adventurous there and ate the food.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you have tomorrow morning for breakfast, because I want you to go over and eat a traditional Japanese breakfast tomorrow. Because you're an adventurous eater. And
Fine.
I'm not.
I'll go for the squid ink pasta.
Okay.
So we took the Shinkansen to Osaka and left our luggage there in the coin raka.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Exactly, see? You leave these things out.
I really do need to have a tablet with all these things written down.
You have a tablet already. Why don't you just use your phone?
That's for you, Patsy.
So we went to the coin raka and left our luggage behind at Shinosaka train station. Anyway, so we dumped our luggage off in there and then took the Shinkansen over to Himeji. And this was Himeji Part 2.
Yep.
Because the first time we went, it was closed. We got there too late.
Yep.
Yeah. But this time we were able to go through the castle.
Well, we had McDonald's as well.
Yes.
In Himeji.
And we have a separate vlog about that.
Yeah, we have this. In fact, why don't we just put that vlog in right here?
Alright, where are we at?
We're at McDonald's delivery vehicle in Himeji,
Yes, we are.
where Peter insists. This is where I had the out of inventory, which did not happen here.
Yeah, it did happen
Did not happen
Yes.
here.
You
it
ordered...
happened. No,
Tell-
it
you
happened
have to tell the story.
further down. I think I told the story before, but if I have not, or if you're watching this video for the first time, I came here in 2015 with him. He brought me. It was, I don't know, awkward. Anyway, I went to order a Big Mac with a salad, and the lady at the cash register just kept shaking her head like no, and was saying something in Japanese that I couldn't understand. And finally, a lady next to me, to my left, said, "Lots of inventory."
It was here. It happened here.
It was not
did.
here that it happened.
It was here.
It was further
Yeah.
south. It was the one where the Shinkansen and the McDonald's is a 2-story McDonald's, and the Shinkansen runs right beside it. That's
This
where
is
it
where the
was.
Shinkansen rides right
This is
beside.
not-
Yes, it
This
is.
is not it.
See,
This
the
is
story
not the
keeps
one.
changing. Before he told me it was a 4-story at Macca's, and he said it was at Tokyo. Now it's a 2-story.
I
one.
never said that.
Yes, you
You're
did.
making this shit up.
No.
I'm
I think-
hungry. Can we go get a Big Mac with a salad now?
If they have it, if it's not out of inventory.
This is not where it happened.
All right. Cheese burger.
Bye. And we're back from our McDonald's vlog, mini vlog, to talk about the Himeji Castle and other things around Himeji.
Yes. So I'd been to the castle before. I'm interested to hear your impressions.
It was big. Big castle.
Yeah, this is kind of the iconic castle of Japan.
When you go and you type in castle on your iPhone, like right now, just go ahead and pick up your iPhone, type in the word castle in text messaging, and then flip it to emoji and touch the word that will turn orange when you do it, and the castle that shows up that looks like a Japanese castle, it's Himeji Castle.
I never thought about that, but I think you're right.
It is. I know that for a fact. But yeah, really, really tall, really big castle.
We had to take our shoes off.
Yes, which is kind of scary because you're walking around in these like, I mean, they're like wooden board things, and you're going upstairs that are again really scary, like a 45-degree angle.
I think
We did some vlogging about that too. And maybe
All right, we are here at Himeji Castle,
It's hot.
Part 2, and
It's
we made
hot.
it in. Yeah,
We did, and I went all the way up.
to the top.
Went all the way up there.
There.
There we go.
And how was the castle?
It was fine. It wasn't actually all that hot. But yeah,
The stairs were a little spooky at times.
they were. They were probably like close to 45,
What?
if not higher.
45 degrees.
Degrees, yeah.
No. No.
Yeah.
That's not a step. No. They were flat. The stairs were flat.
I'm saying that the rise over run
Oh,
would have
that.
been like 45 degrees or
Okay.
higher.
Okay.
It was the times it felt like you're almost climbing a ladder.
All right.
So, but yeah, we walked around here. Wait, there's a cat back there.
Is it? Yeah,
You
there
see it?
is. Yeah.
You see the meow meow?
It's back.
Fido, do you see the meow meow right there? Do you see the meow meow?
Okay.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, very nice.
So yeah,
We
All right.
spend,
we're gonna walk around the gardens now,
Yep.
and
Get some ice cream then.
bye.
Jizu.
But yeah, it's kind of scary because like I always feel like I'm going to slip because I'm in socks. And there's probably a lot of people who do that actually. But
Yeah. After Himeji Castle, we went over to the gardens, and
they're
those were
pretty.
actually really pretty. A lot of water features, a lot of fish swimming around, very pretty flowers, very pretty landscaping, very traditional Japanese garden.
Peter wants to call Justin and have him put in a garden like that in our backyard. Mm-hmm. I don't think he realizes how expensive that would be.
And somebody has to maintain it.
Yeah, I'll let you deal with the landscapers on that one. They don't trim our bushes right now. And you want them to do like all these like,
Yeah.
ornamental Japanese like bushes? No, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
By the way, this is tonic water. By the way, or soda water actually. It's not even tonic water.
Okay. After the gardens, we went back to Shin Osaka Station, picked up our luggage, and then headed to the hotel.
Really nice hotel here.
It is a nice hotel. Yeah.
There are some things about it that I like, some things about it that I don't like. I like the fact that the bathroom light is not motion sensed, and so when you need to get up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't start opening up the door, and you do it too. Stop it. And suddenly, boom! The bathroom light comes on, and it floods the room with light. That's terrible.
I do think like this one is probably better. This hotel overall.
I would
Like the
agree.
lounge is like really nice too. The decor is really nice.
It's big.
They have, well, they have to begin with a lounge that we can actually go to. The last hotel did not.
And it has an open self-serve bar.
Yep, it's open self-serve bar. Yeah, which I don't know. This hotel was prepared for this guest that was visiting. Probably got to change policies after you check out. Same here. But I do want to point out we went to Universal today, and they made. That's really what I want to point out here is his shirt.
They made a big
And
deal
they-
out of my shirt.
They
that I
did.
got
A
from
lot of people
Target for, like,
commented on it.
$8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staff, really. Yeah, Universal was fun, but I think we'll talk about that one maybe
Yeah, not today.
tomorrow or something, because we've had a busy day, and tomorrow
We're
we have a
tired.
pretty chill day. Yeah, I think it's gonna be shower time here, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed even if it is 8:30.
We're having Krispy Kreme tomorrow.
What?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
I'm gonna have to blurp that out too.
You and your blurping.
I'm gonna blurp it out.
Where did that word even come
Bleep.
from?
I'm gonna bleep it out.
All right, I think it's time we wrap up this this segment of the vlog. All right.
Wrapped.
All right, we're here for another edition of the vlog.
Which we have been very bad about keeping up with on this trip, mostly because I have been walking like 30 miles a day, and I'm too exhausted when we get done.
You
with
sure
our
it's
days.
not all the free booze in the lounge that's putting you to sleep at night?
So we're a little behind in vlogging.
Just a little bit.
We may have forgotten some things. So if we forgot some things, like you might just see these like really weird splices in between. Sorry. That's what happens when we forget about something. But we're gonna go back to Universal Day.
Yes.
Which was Tuesday. Today is Friday. So forgive us because we're still trying to remember what this was. Tuesday, Universal. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about it maybe because I kind of recall, maybe not, talking about the park opening and how it opened. It was
Early.
advertised as 9 o'clock, but what I read online was that they typically open really like 50 minutes before what's advertised. And here they did that. They ended up opening it at the gates at like what, 8:25 I want to say, or 8:35.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was early, which was fun because everybody just sprinted towards Super Mario World. So yeah, I mean there was the whole courtyard area was all full of people. Full of people. So that was a thing. It was a little worried actually it was going to be rainy because it was kind of meh that morning, but it ended up being an okay day.
Yeah,
No issues.
yeah, we've had really great weather on the trip altogether.
We have. We only had just that one day where it rained and we adjusted, but
Yeah.
in general, been a pretty good weather trip. Anyway,
So we had express passes, and when the park opened, we went straight to Hogsmeade. I think that's the town, and rode some Harry Potter rides. Well, one ride. Then rode Jaws. They
which
were
I'm
both
glad we did
fun.
once.
Yeah, I know. We had an express pass. Well, an express pass choice between Jaws and another ride, and I'm glad we did not use it on Jaws. It would not have been worth it.
No, it was
Yeah.
it was all in Japanese, and if you didn't understand like the storyline, it would have been a total waste of time.
Yeah.
So, aside from that, though, I really liked the Hollywood Dream coaster. That was really cool. We rode it twice, once forward and once backwards. But the backwards, though, like I thought that you were gonna be like literally taking the track backwards instead of taking the track forwards. but still facing forward, right? So think about in your car. Like, I thought that I was going to be going down the road just in reverse, but actually you are facing backwards and going on the same direction. So just imagine like flipping the seat in your car 180 degrees, but the car still travels forward. That's what we did.
Yeah, I've never done a backwards roller coaster, and it was really fun. It was definitely a different experience. This one over here was a little scared, especially going up the lift hill, because when you're going up the lift hill, they kind of pitch you downwards because, you know, you're going up a lift hill and you're facing backwards. Yeah.
Which it was a pretty steep lift hill. But like what you realize is that the only thing that's holding you in is like this lap bar thing, that is keeping you from like falling forward, and you're just hoping that that lap bar is not going to fail and you're going to go tumbling outside of it. So, Super Nintendo World, Super Mario World, whatever it's called. That was really well themed. I mean, like Universal has gone above and beyond what they did with Harry Potter, when they did the Super Nintendo stuff.
It's a very small area, and like literally every nook and cranny has like something in it to interact with, discover, look at. It's very well done. It was very crowded in there, as you can imagine.
Nutty.
And they do timed entry tickets there, so you can only enter the park if you have a timed entry ticket, which you can get online like through the app. But anyway, we had to wait for like 20 minutes to even enter the park. And I'm so
when you say
glad
the park, you mean the world.
The world, yeah.
The land, the whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But then we used our express passes for the Mario ride. And that was pretty cool. They make you wear like a headband and a like sort of like a headset as well.
So really cool technology that was in there. The Yoshi ride was very slow. I think we actually did a vlog on the Yoshi ride.
We did, yeah.
We'll do that here.
All right. We're stuck on Yoshi.
We're stuck on the Yoshi ride.
It's really cute. This whole land is really amazing.
Yes.
They've done a great job of it.
Yeah.
They're telling us we're not allowed to vlog.
I guess maybe. All right. Bye.
Ride's moving.
It's so soft, I'm just gonna touch it.
And we're back from Yoshi. I don't know how this is all gonna work, but the Yoshi ride was nice just because it was very chill.
Clearly a kid's ride.
Yeah, it was, but you know, the cool thing about it though is because there are so many things that are themed in there, as Peter mentioned, like, you know, just things that are moving back and forth, and what are the mushroom guys that just walk and then turn around and walk back and then
Goombas?
Goombas, yeah.
Okay.
There's like those that are just walking back and forth on buildings and things that if you don't have an opportunity to just kind of sit there and just look around, you don't realize how much theming there is in that attraction or in that land. So just really, like, in that regard, it was a lot of fun.
One annoying part of it is it sounded like a casino in there.
It did.
It was a constant like ding, 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 like the coins, like ching, 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 almost at times. It was, yeah. There's a little too much sensory overload at some points.
Yep, that's true. Yep, that's true. And when we were waiting in line to get into the area, they had these like random like speakers in the walkways that sounded like the coins, like you were collecting a coin. And I swear that I thought it was somebody behind us that had that for like a ringtone or something. And it was really annoying the hell out of me because I'm like, who is doing this? Like, stop it. And then I realized that no, it's actually a speaker that was playing that. So
yeah.
But yeah, really, really well themed. And then lunch was a debacle.
Yes.
So we did the Mario Kart attraction. Then we went and got in line.
Anyway,
So they gave us a voucher to come back between
45
12:45 and 1 o'clock. Okay.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I read like it was going to take 45 minutes. But I thought we could just get in line right then and there and then wait the 45 minutes. Like that I was going to be fine with.
No. So we waited the hour and a half, whatever it was that we had to wait for the voucher to come live. Then we go find the queue and we find out that no, that's the time in which you can come back in and enter the queue and actually wait in line. And then you wait another 45 minutes in queue. So it was like 1:30-ish before we ever got to place our order.
Yeah.
So I don't think we ate until like 1:45. It was a long
It was
ordeal
ridiculous, yeah.
to do that. That said, food was really expensive. I mean, like, we spent, what did we say, 7,500 yen?
Yeah.
So like $68 bucks.
No, it's more
bucks
like $60.
on lunch. That was, and there was no alcohol. That was all food. All food.
We did the rest of our express pass. Rode the Harry Potter rides again. Oh my god, that stupid flight of the Hippogriff was like a 90-minute wait, and the express pass reduced it down 5 minutes for us. It was well worth it.
2 5
express
minutes.
pass.
Yeah. It was, the express pass was worth it for us. I would not have wanted to do that park without the express pass.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it was good times. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, what did we do on Wednesday?
So Wednesday we went. This was your favorite day where we walked around Osaka.
Oh, that's right. It was the chill day.
The chill day.
I got up and I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And so Peter's like, it's gonna be a chill day.
Yeah.
Right. We walked. What did I say? 27,000 steps or something like that.
No, it was like 22. Yeah. We went In Search of a Toys R Us, where we went there and I did not realize it opened at 11 a.m. and it was probably like 9:45. So then I was like, we're down here in downtown Osaka. Let's walk around a little bit and check out the area. The little Ferris wheel by the Don Quixote, the Glico billboard sign. Meanwhile, somebody was in urgent need of a toilet.
I need to pee. What's your point?
Here we go. Went to Starbucks. You got your espresso.
I had that guy that sat behind me and like for whatever reason like stared at you like through the glasses like right behind.
He didn't really stare at me, but I stared at him. So we were seated outside the Starbucks, and Brent's back was against the glass. I was facing the glass, facing the Starbucks. And there was somebody that ordered something inside, and a non-Asian person, and for whatever reason decides to sit directly behind Brent so that he was in my direct field of view. Meanwhile, there were other tables open. It was just bizarre.
Awkward.
Like, why would you do that?
Very awkward.
I don't know, but I made sure to make it awkward and look at him more than once.
Yep.
Yeah, so then we went to the herb garden in Kobe, and took the ropeway up to the top of the mountain, except this time we did not go back down. We'd have been here before, but we did a round trip, and we went at night, so the herb garden wasn't open, and we just walked down the mountain from there then, and that's it.
We're on the ropeway in Kobe again.
We are.
Like we did 8 years ago.
Yeah. It's a fun ropeway though.
It's not bad. I'm just gonna tell myself that.
Not at all.
We're in car number 22, so we'll see if we rode on that same car last time.
Are you gonna look it up?
Look it up.
Okay.
Oh, that was scary.
That was kind of scary.
I'm sure it's just gonna cause the car to detach and we're gonna fall to a fiery death. But hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Alright.
Off we go.
Here we go.
Whee! I have to be funny or else I'm gonna be scared.
Just don't look backwards.
I'm not going to. Although I can right now. And that's about as far as I want to look backwards.
Okay.
So, how's our day been?
Good, but we'll see, because we're planning to hike down instead of taking the ropeway down.
Planning.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to though, because it's more expensive to buy 2 one-ways than it is to buy one round trip.
Yeah, and you know I'm cheap.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah.
You're the type that would say, no, we're just gonna huff it down, Pano.
Uh-oh, we're stopping.
Oh God, we're stuck.
Yep. Already.
JK.
Alright, I'm gonna take some photos.
Alright, you take some snappers.
Cheers. and that's how you kind of tour the herb garden as well. It was really nice. Again, there was like a lot of different herbs.
It was really pretty.
A lot of different flowers.
Really nice setup. Very easily walkable. And then you get to the bottom of the herb garden, and that's where you can take the ropeway back down. But we decided not to do that. Instead, we decided to walk down the side of the hill that is not part of the garden anymore. So it's like a public park at that point in time, which we have actually walked up almost the whole way. I mean, maybe half the way up before when we were here in 2015. But like the part that we went down, though, there were some really strenuous parts. Like I thought that I was going to fall a couple of times.
It was a little sketch.
It was very sketch for two people that are walking around in Nikes and not prepared for this whatsoever. A little strenuous for that, but we were going downhill, which was good. I don't know what people were thinking that we're going uphill. But
I could not imagine.
But it was a much more enjoyable experience at 70-something degrees than it was at 90-something degrees and 100% humidity like it was when we were here last August.
I don't know why you're...
Yeah. This is some serious downhill trekking here. I mean, serious stuff. Like, that's where we're going to, is down there, if you can see it. And now we're going to back up the line. Let's let them pass. Last August.
I don't know why you're complaining, though, because, somebody had to burn off their calories from that lavender ice cream that they ate.
It was pretty good. And you had some of it, too.
A little bit. Yeah. But it was a good time. I thought it was a really nice hike. We got to go through a dam / reservoir area.
It was good. And we had a good lunch before we did that, too, which was good. Can't complain about that. I mean, in general, we've had really pretty good days, pretty productive days. Today was a less productive day, but that's okay, because I'm running out of steam. Going for like almost 2 weeks.
Tomorrow's going to be pretty busy.
Great.
Hello, welcome live from Nuno Bico Herb Gardens.
Live just recorded because, well,
Yeah.
We were on the downhill from the lift that we took up, and then we're walking down. Been really pretty. A lot of very pretty gardens and flowers and displays and things like that. And it's a very pleasant day to be out doing those things. Although I think I'm getting a little bit of a sunburn from both Universal yesterday and from doing this today. But no, it's been a really pleasant experience today.
It has been, yeah. While I've done this ropeway, like I think a couple times before, I've never done the herb gardens because I've always wanted a night and herb gardens are closed then.
But then we went to Starbucks because I was tired, and somebody had himself, it was like an angel food cake that had like some kind of cookies and cream covering on it. It was good. I got 2 bites of it. The second bite I got a dirty look for.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You got a dirty look on the first bite.
Oh, that's probably true too. So today, then we get to lunch at Kobe, and he's like, I'm not really that hungry.
Yeah, I know, but like...
No surprise, you just ate like 1,000 calories of the cheesecake, or a cake, angel food cake stuff.
I don't think that was 1,000 calories.
Probably not. It was probably like 400 calories, but anyway.
But
I can't even see myself.
I'm on vacation, okay?
I'm on vacation. Who does that sound like? But somebody else has been over here talking about going to Krispy Kreme yet today.
Yep. Still gotta go there.
And I don't even know where else.
They have some limited edition Sesame Street donuts.
The Cookie Monster will wait. And then, that does not preclude him from still wanting to get ice cream, because he's not had any soft serve ice cream yet.
I have not. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it.
I can't believe it either.
And they do have desserts, quite yummy desserts, in the lounge as well. So yes, I know that he's going to probably want to have some of those. So I think he's basically eating junk food throughout the trip.
Let's just say I haven't been starving.
I've starved a couple times on this trip, but c'est la vie. Anyway, my arm is getting really tired of holding this camera up because it's pretty heavy. So we're going to continue down the hill and pick this up when we pick this up.
Yep.
Jeezy.
Yesterday we went to Rabbit Island, which is, I don't know, somewhere down that way.
Long Shinkansen ride.
Long Shinkansen ride, like 2.5 hours on the Shinkansen. But it was really cool because then we took a ferry. We took a rail, JR rail. I think it was JR rail after that. Yeah, and then took the ferry. So kind of off the beaten path, if you will. But an interesting place. It was in World War II a poisonous gas
Manufacturing and storage site.
So they put it there because it was far enough from Tokyo that they thought that if it became uncontained that it wouldn't kill a bunch of people. I don't know why the shower suddenly started dripping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a very secretive place that was there. A lot of people died. It was very like sad in that regard. We went to a museum there that kind of talked about that and like the impacts of some of the chemicals that they were working with because none of that was there. I kind of feel like we talked about this actually. We vlogged about this.
We did a little
We did vlog
vlog,
about
yeah.
this, yeah.
We are live here at Okunoshima Island, also known as Rabbit Island. There's a bit of a hike getting out here. 2 hours on the Shinkansen, another 25 minutes on a local train, and then about a 15-minute ride on a ferry. How was your rabbit stew that you had for lunch?
It's delicious. Very fresh.
Yes.
Fresh is the word to use.
Fresh ingredients, yes.
Oy.
Yeah, lots of bunnies out here.
Yep.
How would you describe your experience today?
I don't know. I just want to walk around saying what's up.
What?
Get it?
Okay. Ha, ha, ha.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
The island is smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but and there's not quite as many rabbits. Like I'm thinking about like what it was like when we were in Nara with all the deer and how the deer came up to you. Like the rabbits definitely come up to people. But there's not as many as I thought there were gonna be. Like I figured that like just sitting here, like we were gonna see rabbits just like hanging out. Like, but there's not. They're basically near the walkways where people are gonna feed them.
Yeah,
and
they
there's
are.
some fat bunnies. Like these things don't need any food. They get fed plenty.
Yes. The island is a bit of at different dichotomies, I would say. You have the cute fuzzy rabbits here, but it was also a poisonous gas production and storage site during World War II for Japan. We just went to the poisonous gas museum.
It was depressing.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, you could read in English anyway.
Yeah.
It was interesting though. I mean, I'm sure that there was a lot of people that had a lot of terrible symptoms as a result of that because, they didn't have a lot of modern technology like we do today to separate these things and do machinery and things like that to keep people avoiding it. But
Yep.
this is what happens in war, I suppose.
Yep. On that note, let's get your photo with a bunny.
All right, so shall we go find a bunny?
Yes, let's go find a bunny. By the way, Brent's afraid to go pet it and
I
won't
don't
let
want
me
to
pet it
pet the
either.
bunny.
And he won't let me feed it
I don't want
either.
to touch the bunny.
What do you have against the bunny? They're
I don't
cute,
have any-
fuzzy, furry.
Yeah, until
They come up
give
to
you
you.
until they give you fleas.
Whatever.
Let's go.
All right, bye. All right, you ready to eat your rabbit poop? Yeah. Show us
fresh and delicious.
Show us the box of rabbit poop. Open it up. Yummy rabbit poop.
Talk about this, yeah. But there were lots of rabbits that were there. Not as many as I had thought that there were going to be on the islands, considering it's called Rabbit Island.
I thought there were a lot.
There were a lot, but there weren't.
They were cute though.
They weren't as big or as many as I thought. There were some really fat ones there. They're like these rabbits have never skipped a meal in their lives.
And they're ripe for the cooking.
I'm sure Fido wants to have some Hasselduck and Pfeffer now.
So anyway, somebody was a naysayer about going to this island too. I don't want to go there.
I mean, we should have spent more time there, but like, I have gotten a sunburn from being outside for so much time, and like, it was literally hurting my head, and like, there wasn't that much more to do on the island. We probably could have stayed another hour, but I also was just like, I'm done and over it. I mean, we had just walked and gone and gone and gone and seen so many things that, like, I'm vacationed out. I need a vacation for my vacation.
I'm fine. He's just getting old.
This is true. I am getting old. I'm 41. Thank you very much. Anyway, I think that was pretty much yesterday, right? Did we do anything else interesting yesterday? After we came back,
we
I think that was
did.
it. Went down to the lounge, had some food. Oh, we went to McDonald's again. That was something else. That was what we did last night for dinner.
Yes, we did.
I have kept track of all the McDonald's, plural, that we have eaten at. I need to put the Krispy Kreme on there too, because
that's right.
this morning we went to Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Because somebody wanted a donut and he couldn't get just one, he got two. So, yeah. I got an Elmo donut just because I could, but he got a chocolate one and the Elmo donut.
I did. I got the Cookie Monster donut. Is what
Yes.
I got. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cute donut.
My donut was pretty meh, really. Like,
There's no filling.
well, I didn't realize there was no filling, but it was just not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as I do like other donuts.
You should have
It
gotten.
was all right.
Well, just imagine how bad the garbage can donut is. What's his name?
Oscar the
Grouch. Yes. I'm sure that donut would have been pretty disgusting.
The garbage can donut.
He lives in a garbage can.
They didn't even have that.
No, they
there.
didn't. I know. That was the joke.
Oh.
If there were an Oscar the Grouch donut, it would be pretty bad. Worse than the Elmo donut.
Okay. Well, on that note, I think we're gonna go. Are we gonna go try to find the panda train, or are we just gonna go shopping?
The panda train's gonna be. I need to go look at the schedule. It's probably gonna be after 6 p.m.
We have tried to find this elusive panda train a few times, and we've not been successful. We've
The
gotten
panda
Hello
is
Kitty.
very
though.
elusive.
The panda is very elusive and annoying. But I think we're gonna do some shopping at the mall that's around the way here. Because I went there after I did my little outing in South Osaka while Peter went to Nara today. We did a little splitsy again.
Quick little jaunt.
But that was fun though.
was.
Got to go do some different things, and I got to be
Not
a little
nearly
bit.
enough time.
I got to do some things closer to home that I didn't have to like exert a lot of effort for, and you got to go pet some deer.
Yes, I did.
Did you pet the deer?
Now you have ticks. Deer ticks.
He wanted to pet the rabbits yesterday too.
I did. Lots of people were doing it. I think it would have been fine. They look so soft and cute and cuddly.
Yeah, until they bite your arm off. All right,
No.
let's be done with this. I think
All right.
I think we're finally caught up now on the vlogging.
I think there are some few other things that I do want to talk about that I have top of mind, but I'll save them for the next segment.
Okay.
Namely this. Yeah. But we'll get back to that in the next segment.
Chizu. Oh wait, that's two fingers, isn't it?
Yeah. You got two hands.
Chizu. It's our last evening in Japan.
Yes, it is.
Probably forever.
No. Not forever.
They did give us our new duck that we're gonna put on the bathtub.
Although I think it's the
Sounds
same
like a
dog.
dog. Sounds like a dog.
It
speaking
looks
to
like the same duck.
If it looks like a duck and quacks
Quacks
like a duck, it's probably a duck. And then they also gave us a new bear, which, hey look, that's better. Yeah. So Peter has a little collection of the bears and a little collection of the ducks. So yeah.
Glad to have another one to my collection.
Yep. We're just waiting.
So how was your day today?
My
Tell
day
the
was-
audience what we did.
My day was pretty good. We took the Shinkansen to Tokyo.
Our last time on the Shinkansen.
Yep.
Today.
Ever. And then we we rode on the roller coastery thingy, VR. It wasn't really VR though. It was like a game roller coaster thing. We vlogged about it.
Yeah.
Here.
Alright, we just got off the GekiCon Live roller coaster, and I had a score of 60%. You had a score of
61.
There was a guy in front of us who clearly did this multiple times. Oh look, there it is back there. Well, we just missed it. That clearly has done this numerous times because his score was 94%. Yeah. What would you think of the coaster?
It was interesting. I don't know, it was worth the 2,200 yen that we paid to get on it, but it was interesting. It's kind of like a wild mouse that also had like the Dance Dance Revolution, but you did it with your hands. So yeah, a little weird.
Yep. It was. I thought it was fun. It was something I wanted to do, a unique experience here in Tokyo, Japan.
And then we just watched the half pipe thing.
Yes.
Which looked pretty cool too, but I don't want to pay to do that too.
Yep. All right, we're gonna go explore this place a little bit more, I think, and enjoy our last day here in Tokyo. Bye.
Here. And then after that, we went to McDonald's and for lunch, and then we went to
Meguro. We took the train to Meguro.
To walk by the river. So we did that for a while.
It was a nice little walk.
It was a nice little walk. Although it's annoying that they don't really have sidewalks here. They basically just have streets, and you just walk on the street, and then a car comes up, you have to like get over. It's kind of a pain in the butt.
Well, they have sidewalks here, okay?
Not
just
a
this
lot
particular
of the streets,
street did not.
A lot of streets don't have sidewalks.
That is not true. And then we went up to the Starbucks Reserve.
Yeah, there was a wait. You had to scan a QR code, give them your email address. Then they would put you in line to even be able to get into the Starbucks Reserve. And then I'm sure you still had to wait after that to get any food or drink at Starbucks. So we put our name in just to see what it was going to be with no intention of actually doing it. And yeah, it took, what do we say, like almost 2 hours. It was just shy of 2 hours for us to get a call back. And you had to respond within 20 minutes or else they would bump you off the list. And once you had accepted it, then you had 2 hours to return, or else you basically lost your spot. So, yeah, it was a little overwhelming that Starbucks was that busy, but there were people standing outside, like waiting to get in, that had been there for a while. So
crazy.
I don't think that their coffee is that great, even if it is the Starbucks Reserve place. Like, it's good. Not gonna lie, I drink it all the time, but it's not worth waiting 2 hours for. Sorry.
No.
Left there and went up to the
Sky Garden.
Sky Garden, thank you. Which was okay. It was probably one of those places that looks a lot nicer when everything's in bloom.
Right.
Oh, that's right. And then you tried to cheat the Tokyo subway system, could not get out of the fare gate. And he tapped and tapped and tapped, and then finally it said something, but like, please inquire. I don't remember the error message.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get out, and so I'm on one side of the gate, he's on the other side of the gate, and I don't know. I guess that you're nicer than I am. I probably just jumped the gate, been like, they charged me anyway. I don't care.
That in Japan. I know you're such a rule breaker, but they are very strict about things in Japan, and I was not about to go down that path. Yeah, so anyway, tonight we're going to head, I think, down to the Conrad bar lounge area, have some dinner, and he's finally going to treat me to a real dinner instead of a diet of McDonald's. Yeah.
Courtesy of makers. Alright. Are we done with this video now?
Yep, and then I guess tomorrow we'll be heading off to our flight. Head to the first class lounge at JAL.
That'll be fun.
You can get a massage if you wanted.
Ooh. Alright.
So, cheers to
our last
amazing
night in
vacation. Best vacation ever. Not the last night in Japan ever.
Cheers.
Cheers. Now what?
Chizu.
Chizu. Rabbit Island.
No, we didn't get that in there, did we?